This is my final presentation for Christian ethics. My name is Jonathan Husted. The first ethical issue that I will look at is physician-assisted suicide. There are 4 states where this is legal. The first one is Washington, followed by Oregon, Montana, and Vermont. Many states have prohibited this act and have made it where families are the only ones that can commit to doing this if somebody's on life support and is in their final stages of dying. It's not illegal to say no to patients for physicians if somebody were to ask them to commit suicide through many different ways. Some of the ways that this can be performed are through drugs, lack of nutrition, lack of hydration, or withholding nutrition and hydration. This is different than ending life support for someone already on their deathbed. There's many religious people that argue for and against this issue on both sides of the issue. There's some biblical support that goes along with this, and that would be God is the only one that has the ability to give or take life. The verse I found that goes well with this is, "To everything there is a reason, a time for everything, purpose under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck what is planted." The second ethical issue that I'll look at is bribes to take contracts in other countries. It's illegal in almost all nations on earth, common practice in some smaller countries. This practice is not encouraged by many corporations and nations. There's also many corporations that have policies against performing such acts. This is a practice that has many criminal consequences, whether it includes jail time or just not getting that contract in that country. The biblical verse that I found for this is Exodus 23:8. "You shall take no bribe, for a bribe blinds the clear-sighted and subverts the cause of those who are in the right. By taking or giving a bribe, you will not have a clear view, both towards God and the task at hand." The third ethical issue that I looked at was capital punishment. Capital punishment takes many forms through mass shootings, executions, or drug-induced punishment. There were harsher punishments given in the Old Testament times. Some of these punishments include death due to not going to church on a Sunday, death due to working on a Sunday, and various other punishments. And many non-religious and religious people hold views both for and against this form of punishment. This form of punishment is illegal in many states and many countries. It is not used as much in the United States as it is in other countries. The biblical verse for this was Genesis 6:9. "Whoever sheds the blood of a man, by man shall his blood be shed. For God made man in his own image." Many people look at this verse as being part of the Masonic law, and through that they realize that this is an old saying and an old way to look at things, and we should not use capital punishment as a way to punish people anymore. The ethical dilemma that I've come up with that I can use in my daily life and look at is through a friend that needs support for having a child through genetic research. I would encourage them to help them and get them through not modifying the genetics of the baby to be a perfect, as the word I've seen before, designer child. I would look at it if it is ethical to use other people's characteristics to make the perfect child and not let them be naturally born. My undecided ethical decision that I don't think I could make a full decision on would be cloning, because I don't know enough about it, and I do not believe that we should be creating people or other beings. The reason why I can't make a full decision on this would be my Christian backing and raising. This dilemma would enable people to be like God and create life and create a destiny. The ethical decision that I have decided for and have a decision made upon would be that using bribes for services, and there are many reasons for this decision, such as the fact that bribes hinder your decisions, they cloud your judgment, and they are unbiblical. God warns us time and time again that we shall not take bribes. I have seen many times in the Bible and in various other forms why we should not take bribes. One of the biggest issues I've seen is bribes show a lack of power. And on CBS News' website, Sean Silverthorne wrote an article with a line that says, George argues companies must establish a constant code of ethics, no matter if they are selling shirts in Singapore or grain in Guana. And Proverbs 15:27 says, Whoever is greedy for unjust gain troubles his own household, but he who hates bribes will live. This verse shows that those who take bribes will live, and those who do not take bribes will not live, and will bring trouble and pain upon their household. And we also need to take a look at the phrase that was stated before and see that we should be just and fair and use the same set of moral and ethical backings no matter where we sell our products.